I did my first podcast ever a couple years ago now, let's say maybe 2022, right? Or 2023. I think it was 2022, 2023. And it was on a podcast by someone named Shetty. And he is Indian, and my parents know of him.
I love Jay
And it
Shetty.
was my first podcast. I didn't know what I was doing. And I remember going in to record at his house, and there was cameras everywhere. And I had just come out of our version of being in the pandemic. And I was like, oh, you record the podcast? And he said to me, okay, so you've never really seen my podcast because it's all recorded. So I was a little bit embarrassed about that. But what came from it, Stephanie, was really cool. My dad and mom watched the podcast, and they heard me in a different way than they ever had heard me before.
Mhm.
And my dad looked at me differently with pride. And it was the first time I really saw my dad say, oh, she's done something. And there was a part of me a little bit that was bothered that it took me going on this podcast for my parents to see that. At the same time, it was really nice to see that my parents looked at me in a way and said, okay, she's done something. Because we're always kids to our parents too, right? And then, for parents who grew up in a different world and my parents were arranged marriage,
Mhm.
so it's just different for them, but it's nice that they now have an appreciation and respect for what I have created. And Stephanie, it really feels good.